Hey everybody. Hi everyone, it's Janice Davies here, and today is Good Friday in New Zealand, and so it's kind of like a day of, well, shall we say resurrecting, recreating, because in many ways that's the same sort of meaning behind this word of what Good Friday represents in my mind anyway. So today I'm going live and sharing a little bit more of myself than I have before. I know it's a tricky day to do it because it is a Good Friday and we're scattered around the world. But I wanted to record it anyway because I wanted to be able to share this information so that you are more aware that as we go through this session right now of the with the viruses and all the challenges that the world is experiencing, that out of it, for you, there will become enlightenment in a way. And that is that as we've all kind of gone into lockdown around the world, that there is an opportunity for you to learn to get a little bit more in touch with yourself. And as this sort of moves on and life returns slowly back to normal, it's like, who will you become for the next version of yourself? And so it is stepping up. So if I'm inviting people to step up, it means that I have to step up again too, which is what I wanted to share with you right now. So and so this is, it is for all of us moving out of our comfort zone, me included. And so although I am not going to be doing any quizzes or anything today, the intention of today's Facebook Live is to just help you to embrace the fact that this is an opportunity for you to step up. This is an opportunity for you to learn more about yourself. This is an opportunity for you to get closer to the direction that you want in your life purpose. And it's an opportunity as well for you to let go of the things that aren't working for you. And we all are being urged to create, a new version of ourselves and as we sort of, move forward. So that's my intention. So what I'm going to be sharing today with you is some information about myself and also some tips and some things, how it could help you, and also what you can do, how you can start to learn some of these things for yourself as well. So what I wanted to start with was, and I have got notes, I always have notes. I'm a speaker, so I make sure that I can give you the right information that you really need to know. So one of the first things for me is that now I embrace this person here, which is all the different facets of myself. And your journey is to become the best version of yourself as well. So what does that mean? So it means the best you. Okay, I'm just having somebody saying that they can't see me live. Okay, Belinda, I can see somebody who can see. Can you wave, Belinda? Let's just check with, I'm sending a message to somebody who can't see me. Am live. Is it not showing up? Sorry, everybody, we are showing up. I am live, it's not showing up. So, we'll just see what's coming through. So, okay, so what I'm doing it is for you to become the best version of yourself. That's really what all your life is about. Every challenge that you have is an opportunity to learn more about yourself. And I was talking to somebody else this morning, and it was like learning what you don't want. So you have a relationship and it's crap. You're in a job you don't like and it's crap. And therefore you decide you don't want that again, and it pushes you towards you becoming the better version of yourself. I'm just going to send another message. I'm live on my iPhone here. It shows that I'm live. Somebody trying to get in. So that's every single thing in your life is pushing you towards. I mean, you start way out here and you're coming, and then you get to this phase where this is who you are, and then you actually start going on that path. And that's what we're looking to do. Every single person on the earth. Everyone's got a choice, and so And so it's choice A, you do it, choice B, you don't do it. If you don't do it, that same lesson, that bad relationship, that job you hate, that bullying, that negative relationship you've had, it's going to come back again until you learn it. And so that's why we get some people in life that are codependent and keep going on and on doing the same thing. So your job is to get onto that path that is you. So how do we know what that path is? Well, first of all, it's our soul journey. And for me, it was learning that I am a number 9. Now, so you do your numbers and you find out who you are. Now, for me, when this happened, it was, I'm a compassionate humanitarian. And so what does that mean? It means that I understand more about myself. I understand, and you've got to find this for yourself as well. And we do this in the first module of our course. Everything that you can find out about yourself is great. The more you know about yourself, the better, because it means that you're not kind of comparing yourself with other people. So when this was kind of, as a single mum with 2 teenagers' daughters and a mortgage and everything, it's like, I'm a number 9. It's like, oh my God, I don't want to be that, because I was just struggling to survive. Okay, this person can't get in. I'm not sure what's going on. I am live. Not sure what's happening at all. So that's you understanding about yourself. And so once I did that, it's like it was a little bit of information that tucked away, and it was probably 15 years before it came back to make sense to me in a way, or maybe even 10 years, I'm not quite sure now. But the advantage of that is that I can actually stand in those shoes and be that person and not feel that I'm not good enough because I'm not like somebody who's an accountant in my family and somebody who's a teacher and somebody who's this. I'm actually me, and so we've actually got to do that for ourselves. So every experience is pushing you to embrace a little bit more about yourself, and that's kind of why we're doing it. So I'm just keeping on to my notes. So what I wanted to share with you there, so that's one part of me. I know my soul journey, and I'm stepped into that. I was guided into that, but it still took me a long time to embrace it, because I've been having messages for now it's 40 years, but yeah, probably, but all of us are here for a different purpose. And some of us won't receive these messages until we learn how to do it. Now, I didn't even know that this was going to happen. So it just happened, and I thought, oh my God, what is this? Somebody is talking to me. The first one was in a bank when I was coming back to New Zealand and I may have shared some of these in some of the lives, coming back to New Zealand so that I could settle here with my new husband and bring my children up in New Zealand, where I was going to be close to my family. And the message was in the bank, you will be divorced with 2 children within 5 years. And I remember thinking, oh no, I will not. But I was. And then a few years later, another message was that I deserved better than this, because I was in a new home. I had 2 children, which was beautiful, 2 young children, but I had a bully for a husband, and because I became a peacemaker. So when I was told I deserved better than this, it made me listen. And I went and turned on all the radios and the television, trying to find out where the voice was coming from. Of course I couldn't. But it actually, I was receiving a message that was going to be beneficial for me, which I didn't even know. So probably maybe 6 months later, I started to go on the journey of self-development, personal development, learned about my low self-esteem, and then after trying to keep a marriage together, then I realised that the best thing for me really, so it's saying it's not showing up. Okay, still not showing up. I'm just going to send the message, not sure what's happening. It's on live. It's on my Facebook phone. So sorry everyone, I'm just sort of trying to communicate with everyone on the computer and on the phone. So we've got Belinda and Daphne here. Hi guys, how are you? So for me, just getting back to this, is that being told I was deserving worth more than this. It was not a catalyst in me becoming a single mum, but it was kind of like a little idea that was planted in my mind. So when I did, it was the best thing that happened. When I was looking for another answer about what to do, I had received a message at 3 o'clock in the morning to write my life story, and I remember thinking, well, I'm not important. I haven't climbed a mountain. I haven't done anything fabulous. So to me, it was like that message seemed irrelevant, but it was stored away in the back of my mind. And when I wanted to move away from the negative energy of the house that my ex-husband had built, that I'd purchased off him, the next answer that I got was when I was putting the rubbish out in the morning. I mean, a really great time. I'm in my dressing gown out at the rubbish bin, obviously not thinking. So my mind was empty or open. Well, I'll go for open, but empty sometimes. And so it was to buy a home and income. And I'd been looking for an answer, and because I'd had quite a few messages come to me already, I felt that was the right answer for me, and it made sense because it was way outside the square box. So 8 months later, I had purchased that. So the messages that I'm receiving have been guiding me. And what I've learned over the years is that on the other side of what I've been guided to do, it's always better. So, I get a message, or I'm looking for an answer, I get a message, I think, oh my God, I have to learn, and then I do it, and then I'm on the other side of it. So there's sort of stages I go through, and then when I'm there, somewhere along the line, another message will come through. And so in the home and income that I bought, all the neighbours knew it was haunted, except me and the daughters. It took me 3 months to find out. But so that was another learning curve, and I've got that in my movie, and I'll show you some of those things in a minute. But the biggest one was when the year 2000. Now, in the year 2000, it was a new millennium, and so we were looking for some answers as to what's going to make the world a better place. And there was the 2012 came up, we've got the world's going to end, it's going to be, something's going to happen. But the year 2000 was when I received the biggest message that I have ever received. Out walking one morning, and the street should have been busy. Should have been heaps of people, kids going to school, cars on the street. It was deserted, absolutely not even... no leaves even moving. And so what I did was just walking along the road, nobody even around, no cats or dogs. And then that was just like a stereo voice, so loud, so low, telling me to start a self-esteem day. And I got the vision. And the vision was the black screen with the words rolling along the bottom. Now, in the year 2000 in New Zealand, we did not have that happening on our television. We do now. And so, I didn't know what it meant then, but it was an idea. So an idea was given to me. It blew my mind. I raced home and told my friend, and she said, well, I think you've been given your life purpose. And I was like, oh my God, I can't do that. I'm not clever enough. I'm not confident enough. I don't know how to do that. So I shelved it. And it was 4 years later, and it was the poem from Nelson Mandela, and it was written by Marianne Williamson from The Course of Miracles, and the poem is Our Greatest Fear. And the words, it's a beautiful poem. If anyone wants a copy, please send it to me. The words that turned my life around was, your playing small does not serve the world. And I thought, okay, I've been asked to do this thing. It didn't serve the world. I think by then I had maybe learned I was a compassionate humanitarian. So gradually I sort of thought, okay, well, it didn't actually serve me either. Like, I was playing small, I was playing safe, I was in my comfort zone. So bit by bit I started to move out of it. I got onto TV, I did some things. We started the International Self-Esteem Day, and things sort of moved ahead from there. So why is that important? It was because my mind had been seeded with an idea, and so once our mind is open, you know, it's like a parachute. We're open with an idea, and it's in there until we decide to act on it. So where do our ideas come from? Well, from now on, I understand now that, you know, we are our minds, we are all one. Our mind is connected to divine power, to God, higher consciousness, or whatever you want to call it. And so when we're open and receptive, ideas will come into us. And then it's up to us whether we act on them or not. Well, for me, it took quite a while, as I said. But there are other people like Oprah who sort of said that she gets, you know, I mean, everybody gets them. It's whether you recognize them, whether you act on them. But often what happens is that we're so busy, and I was talking again to somebody about this morning, we're so busy doing that we actually haven't got any room in our mind for divine God to get a message in. And so it's about learning how to do that. So for me, I did that. We had a global recession in 2020. I lost my training business. Just like that, all my money was gone. And so I collapsed and snuffed it and came back again. So to me it was like, so why is this happening? What's the meaning of this? Because according to the hospital, I was fine, just go home and rest and then go back to work. And it's like, well, I haven't got a business anymore. I don't know what to do. I'd seen something up above my bed the night before, and it was way, way up high. And it was sort of like a cone, and it was white, and I couldn't work out what it was. But then afterwards, I sort of thought, oh my goodness, that was an angel, like way, way, way up high. And so for me, it was like, oh, what does that mean? What does that mean? What does it mean that, you know, I've collapsed, I've been and gone, and I'm back again? What is all this about? So just at the same time, I met a lady who was a psychic medium at the gym. So I went and had a session with her. And it was basically a message from, it was my grandmother, who'd been the angel. She'd been over the other side, so she was able to come through to me. And what it was that they were getting me down on my knees, basically. You know, I'd lost everything. I was still alive. So now, what else do I do? Well, I thought the only thing I know is all the messages that I've been receiving. And so for me, that was when I thought, well, I've been told to write my book. I'm not important, but in my mind I wasn't. I'm just a mum. I've had a journey with self-esteem, which half the world does, because we've all got to learn to be good enough. So I wrote my book. So The Success Attitude was written because that's what I'd had to do to be able to survive. And so that's the life story. If anyone wants a copy of that, just send me an email or private message me, and I'll send it through to you as a PDF. But you know, I mean, this is in the end, that was the message that I'd received probably 15 years earlier or whatever. I'd learned a little bit about channeling because I'd had this book channeled to me while I was out sailing, and that was basically all poems. So I could kind of understand how our brain works, that when it's, you know, you can get, you know, if you start to automatic write and things will come through. So me doing the Success Attitude was almost automatic writing because it was my life story, but I kept getting little bits and snippets that were kind of guided to me to put into it. So that was done. And I thought, well, do I do this movie? I have no idea how to do it. But interesting enough, a lady at National Speakers who lived 3 doors down from me where I came from in my little hometown, had been over to Hollywood and had done a script writing course. And she gave me the name of somebody. I mean, this was out of the blue. And so in the end, I worked with that lady for 5 or 6 years to write the movie script. So when we look at where we are guided in life, these are the things that we are able to tap into, and which is my next thing that I'm going to reveal, because I mean, I've used these for myself. I've been given a huge business idea that can change the world. And now after the CVirus, now that we've got the virus here, it's like, and we're moving into divine power, divine feminine power. This is the time for this. So there's a huge opportunity, and I'm hearing that it will manifest this year, that the next stage will come along. But for all of us, it's all of us now have to step up to create another new world, because the past world has died. There has been a death. It's been a death of the past world. It's been a death of who we are and who we are. The birth now is who we are able to become. And that really is your choice. So, which is what I want to share with you, just a couple of little things about that. So from the book came the script, the Success Attitude movie script. It's entertaining, it's fun, transformational. It's a feel-good movie. And in that, I've incorporated the aspects that were given to me in the 2000 message that I got. And that was the TV screen with words scrolling along the bottom. So this is actually a scene in the movie, and I did have to do this because I had so many visitors in my house, and my daughters didn't want to go into the house on their own because, you know, they were apprehensive, a bit frightened of them, which was understandable, but apparently they weren't going to hurt anybody. They would just, if we were positive, they were positive. If we were negative, they were likely to be negative. So, you know, it was keeping positive. But I did have to do oranges and cloves and things, like all sorts of things to try and clear the house. And that is actually seen in the movie with the words going along the bottom. And the movie is interactive, so we've got an opportunity for people to have sing-alongs as well. And that's actually Robbie Williams' song, Angels, that I would like to have in the movie as well. It's all got to be all right, arranged, but we've got to have a vision. So with yourself, when you're looking where you go in life, it's what have you had happen to you so far that can guide you. And that's what we're looking for. Now, for me, as I've moved on from this, the next lot of big messages, I mean, I've had lots of things. It was 2006, I was told the best way to teach self-esteem is through a movie and technology. So hence the movie script. I was given the name of a person who I haven't been in I've tried to contact and it hasn't happened yet, so I'm assuming that that could possibly happen. Well, if that's a person. I've been told that the universe is sorting it out, and so that's when we're going with divine flow. But the last lot of big messages was when I left my ex-partner, and that's in the movie. That's a 10-year after, you know, there's a section of that in as well. And out of that, I was given 4 messages in 4 days. Basically what it was to go back, thank the person, tell them what I learned, you know, and 4 times I actually had to go back and meet my ex-partner. It was very strange. It was very strange. But I just do that, and then I get another message like, oh my God, I've got to go back and say something else, and go back and say something else. But in the end, what I learned from it was that we had had a karmic relationship, and about 5 lifetimes ago, I'd been the man and I'd been the horrible person, and this was me this lifetime learning about it. Now, I know that's outside the square box for some people's thinking, but we all have been here before. Our souls have been here before, and it's depending how much you actually want to embrace this thinking that millions of people have got around the world as well. But using the messages that I receive now, I've had my friend's husband went away, and I said, oh my God, I'm getting 37, 37, 37. And she said, oh, that's his favourite number. I was given the wine to pick for dinner, and then she had to go and check to see if she got the same wine that he gave me that we had to have for dinner. So they come through all the time. I've had my mum and dad have come through to me, and I've seen the vision. And I've had big hand on my head where I could sort of feel, you know, the 5 fingers on my head and the heat coming through. I've had, apparently I've had angels come down and heal me. And so all these sorts of things, experiences that I've had that have taught me who I am and who I'm capable of being, which brings me to why I'm talking about what I'm going to share right now. So about a week ago, I was on a mastermind call, and the lady said to me, Janice, you are an oracle. I'm thinking, oh my God, what's an oracle? I've heard of that. I've heard of oracle cards. So I went looking for a definition, and Mr. Google says, an oracle is a person considered to provide wise and insightful counsel. So a prophet or a prediction of the future inspired by the gods, and as such it is a form of divination. I think that's how you say the word. And so it's refers to a priest or a priestess. Well, I'll go as a priestess this time. I have apparently been a medicine woman in a past life, somebody told me a couple of weeks ago. So oracles were thought to be portals through which the gods spoke directly to people. So in this sense, they were different from seers who interpret signs by the gods through bird signs, animals, etc. So I get it that oracles were thought to be portals through which the gods spoke direct. I get it because it happens to me, but kind of what I was doing was just using it for myself. The movie is here, the movie is ready, and it will save millions of lives. Because it will teach people about what's happening out there now with all the dysfunctional relationships and all the challenges. It will teach people to learn about themselves. So as an oracle, I get it that I do, because I get these messages and I can I'm just having one right now. So I've got you guys, me, and these guys up here are saying thank you for sharing. So I can have these three-way conversations. I don't know how I do it. I didn't plan it. They just happened. So all the bits that I've learned on my life kind of make sense to me, which is what I've been doing with my friends when I do some of this work, because it's helping people to get an idea about themselves, and that's what life's all about. And that's my goal as a compassionate humanitarian, because I've been getting other people contacting me, say they've got messages for me, and the messages are from the chaps upstairs because I'm not listening. Not listening? I don't sometimes. Well, I don't know what to do. So the last one I got was about Blessings Guardian. Listen, I've got a guardian with me. New Love, which is the 2020, and so that's happening. Another message from another group over there was all sorts of things. They thanked me. They thank me for the work that I do, and they say that I kind of do more than I kind of know. I'm just being me, chatty and a bit loopy at times. So, yeah, they gave me lots of TLC, and, yeah. So they're coming to me now to teach me more about who I am so that I can help other people. Where does it take me? It takes me that I'm doing another part of my of me, exploring another part of me and sharing for the world. So for all of us, it's learning to tap into your intuition, and we know that other people have used it, like I say, Oprah. And the more you can do that, the better you are guided to make your decisions. So I did a session so this is what I've started. I've been doing these for a while. These are Divine Wisdom Guidance sessions. So I started doing these. And these are 2-hour sessions, which I'm going to be offering on my Facebook page next week, because I haven't set up all the shopping cart for it yet. So what I do with the sessions is that we do a first hour of personal development, because I need to know you. I need to know what your questions are. I need to know what your goals are, what's happened to you. And then the second part, I go and I actually ask questions. It's a Q&A. Basically, I'm asking the questions. I'm getting the answers from upstairs, chaps upstairs, as I call them. And then you can see, because I use a pendulum, whether it's a yes or no answer. So I've got to reframe the questions so that people can understand the answer that they are receiving. And so with those answers, it's about giving you some feedback about your potential, about what decision that you should make, about what direction you should make or go in. Because remember, we've all got free will and we've all got choice. So for all of this, it's offering an opportunity for you to learn and grow more about yourself, because we are changing. The people we were before was gone. This is a new person. And so as I introduce these next week, it's about, mine's a business idea. This is another idea. It's using it in your personal and professional life. And I remember when I was over in LA one time that some of the Hollywood producers would apparently go to this lady in the middle of America somewhere to get feedback and readings and things like that. So being an oracle, what does it mean to me? Stepping up again. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know who's going to come into my life. I don't know when the move is going to happen. I'm living from day to day, trusting, having faith. If these guys are talking to me, if these bigwigs, and they are bigwigs, some of the people that are in some of these group of this divine intelligence are big guys that you would know if I said all the names, guiding me to do something. So I'm just going to offer it out on my Facebook page, and you can take me up on that offer, and I can help you to be able to move you forward on things. I'm also adding that part there in my Positively You Confident Successful Living course. So when the course is finished, I'm giving a free one of those sessions as well at the end of the course. So it's about, you've got all the info, you've learnt your soul journey, you've learnt all the information you do to make changes in your life, you've learnt what you want to do, and then in the last part of that, there will be one of these sessions included so that you can just get that divine intervention. There is a song called Divine Intervention to be able to guide you to the next step. So kind of that's what this is about. So I want to ask, has anybody got any questions right now? I'm not quite sure that they're coming up on my Facebook page, but they may come up on my iPhone. If you want to go into my Facebook page, Success Attitude Movement, then the questions might come up on that, because we had somebody that couldn't get through on the laptop, but this appears to be working on my iPhone. Don't ask me why, because a while ago everything just worked on the computer and the iPhone as well. So for all of us, as the virus will leave, it will come to an end. The biggest thing for you is to ask yourself, what am I learning out of it? What am I learning about being at home? What am I learning about being in my own space? What am I learning that I like? What am I learning that I want to change? And then starting to actually make those changes in your life. And that's why I do my program. That's why I do this, because there's no way I could be where I am without getting guidance. And I've been doing this for, when did my girls, first when I did my self-esteem course, when I found out I had low self-esteem. I've been taking courses since then because I wanted to know how to make my life better. So there's an opportunity. Send me a private message if you want to have a copy of my book. You're most welcome. It's free. It just gives you an overview of what's happened in my life and some questions and answers to ask yourself, and where the movie is going to go. An overview of what the movie is about as well. If you've got any other questions, you can private message me or put them in the Facebook group. For some reason, I've been having trouble with the Facebook group, one of my pages, for about 2 weeks. Don't know what that's about. I'd better check with the guys upstairs. But I know that I often get stopped. Things will happen, and we look at our ego, because our ego will try and hold us back, hold us small. And our inner spirit, which is what I'm wanting you to tap into, is trying to guide you upwards. And so your inner spirit is the one that is giving you the nudges and making you want to do something, watch something, read a book, turn a corner, meet a person, or whatever. And that inner spirit is your soul, your inner being, who wants you to be successful and wants you to become the best version of yourself. Your ego comes in and is just trying to protect you from things that are fearful. So if you stay fearful, you'll be like that for the rest of your life. When you move over to follow your inner spirit, you end up living a life being faith-filled, knowing that things will happen, come along at the right time, and that's the exciting way to live. Either way is challenging, but one is negative, the other is positive. And as Urquhart Tolle says, live in the now. Oprah just gives us so much guidance all the time. Louise Hay has given us guidance, and now it's up to all of us to be able to step up. So thank you for listening, anyone. I haven't seen any questions come through, but please private message me with some questions, and we can and I can help you out from there. So have a happy Easter. I haven't got any Easter eggs. I don't eat too much chocolates. For those of us in New Zealand, we're in lockdown. Everywhere else is sort of locked down in some parts of the world and not in others. But just take care, be safe, and have a think about who are you going to become as we move into the divine feminine energy space, because we want you to step up. That's what we're all being called to do. Thanks for listening.